Go ahead, Mike.
Hello and welcome to a new edition of Senior Living. I'm your host, Mike Hellichew. Senior Living is produced by the Enfield Commission on Aging and taped at the Cox Community Television Studio in Enfield. Well, today we're stepping out of Enfield a little bit to find out what's going on in other towns that would be of interest to seniors. And our guests today are from the Ellington Senior Center. We have Marcy Richardson, Program Assistant, and Dottie Shackway, a volunteer at the Senior Center. Welcome to Senior Living.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Marcy, can you tell me a little bit about the history of the Ellington Senior Center?
Certainly, Mike. I don't know if a lot of people know that for years we had a very small senior center. I think it was 2 rooms. I can't imagine what they got accomplished in that senior center, but it was successful for years. And they opened up the brand new Ellington Senior Center on January 1st, 2014.
Okay.
And we were fortunate to have 5 acres of land donated to create the project of building the senior center. So.
And where is the senior center?
It's on Maple Street in Ellington, and it's directly across the street from the high school.
Okay.
So it's easy to find.
Now, there are, how many people use the senior center? How active is it?
Our senior center is very active. We have members from all the local area towns, Stafford Springs, Enfield, Manchester, Vernon. So it's a very active senior center. We have probably over 50 programs on a monthly basis. So there's something always going on, and that's just the regular programs. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, we all know that volunteers are essential to the operation of senior centers.
Absolutely.
How many volunteers do you have in Ellington?
I would say we have approximately 60 volunteers. We have volunteers in the kitchen that serve the meals on the Tuesdays through Thursdays and Monday breakfast. We have volunteers in our gardens outside. We have a new garden house that was just recently built. We have volunteers at our front desk. We have volunteers in our new fitness center. And we have volunteers that actually run some of the programs. So it's pretty active.
Okay, and Dottie, you're a volunteer. Yeah. What are your jobs there?
I volunteer on Wednesday mornings, and usually I'm one of the receptionists. When you come in the front door into the lobby, there's a desk there, and usually that's where the members come in and register and have their little card where they have to check in. And I man the desk, I answer the phones, and I do paperwork and activities that the directors have for me to to work on. I take care of the little cafe that's next to it. So it's a variety of things I do during the morning.
And how long have you been volunteering at the senior center?
Actually, I've been there for about 3.5 years, and I've been very happy there. It's kind of a lifeline for me. When I lost my husband and I was alone, it was something that I could do to fill the time and get another, avenue of being with people, because I didn't want to stay alone a lot. So I find it almost like a lifeline for me, and it's been very, very, very refreshing.
Great. Now, does your fitness center offer this, silver sneakers?
Yes, yeah. Our fitness center has been open now for at least a couple months, and just in the last 2 months, I've processed probably 100 applicants. Oh. And it's free. The gym is free to anyone that has silver sneakers or Renew Active. And if they don't, it's still very reasonable. You can pay $60 for 6 months, or I believe it's $100 or $120 for a year.
Okay.
And
do you have information or data on how many people actually utilize the senior center?
Actually utilize it? I can't give you that kind of an exact number, but I can tell you that our lunches during the week bring in 50 to 60 people a day.
Oh, wow.
So, because we have our own chef there and people love our chef's lunches. But when people are there for lunch, they're usually there for a movie after lunch. We have movies on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock and other different games, card games. So there's always something that somebody will come for a program and stay for lunch. So it's pretty busy,
Okay.
very active.
And Dottie, in addition to volunteering at the Senior Center, do you participate in some of the activities there?
I'm a member. I'm there 3 days out of the week. On Mondays, call that my exercise there. I'm there from probably 2 to 4:15 doing exercises. I do meditation, exercise, and different activities. I'm there Wednesdays volunteering, Wednesday mornings, and then I go back on Thursdays. I'm in a craft group called Cards and Colorings on Thursday mornings. So 3 days out of the week, I'm at the Senior Center. And when I'm there, I do stay for lunch because I love their lunches.
Yeah.
So it gives me an outlet, and it makes me feel like I'm productive.
Sure. Now, speaking of those lunches, is that something that you have to sign up for in advance?
You don't necessarily have to sign up in advance. They can sign up online if they're coming for lunch, or they can just sign in when they come for another program. But definitely you don't have to. The lunches are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 12:30. Our lunches are $6. You get your own homemade hot entree, your drink, your dessert. People come from all over the state. I had people there the other day that came from Ellington, Andover, just for Mike's meals.
Well, tell us a little bit more about this chef.
He's great. Mike, everybody loves Mike. He's a chef, and he's been there for several years. And we don't know what we would do without Mike. And, he'll go around and he'll talk with all of the members that come in for lunch. And, he has the answers for whatever he's making, make sure that it's nutritional and healthy and they're not allergic to something he might make. So, he's just a great chef, and we're very fortunate to have him.
His soups are outstanding. When I have lunch there, there's a different homemade soup each day. No matter if I have the meal or not, I have the soup because his soups are fantastic.
Well,
That's from personal experience.
Well, I love soup, and especially homemade soup, so I may have to stop by sometime.
Absolutely.
Oh, we'd love to have you.
Now, you did bring some pictures,
Yeah.
and our control room is going to set some up for us
Okay.
to look at, and we'll comment on them as we see them on the screen.
Okay.
So if you could bring up the first picture. Okay,
That's a picture of the outside of our senior center, and those are our buses. That's our choir giving a concert. The concerts get very full. There's our brand new gym, our senior choir, more pictures of the gym and the choir. And I would like to, that's a picture of charcuterie class that I had done for the Senior Center.
Well, I like the emphasis on food there.
I've done a couple charcuterie demonstrations.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Now, we're taping this in March,
Yes.
and so the show will be on and could be on in your area in Ellington in March and April, but can you tell me about some of the upcoming programs? Are there special programs in the
Sure.
spring and the summer?
Yeah, so we have for St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, we have Irish dancers coming from the Irish Academy. Ages 2 to adult will perform for us. And we have our annual St. Patrick's Day dinner, which is very popular. Usually we have over 100 people that come for those type of events.
Is that also
And
on the Monday at St. Patrick's Day?
It won't be on Monday. I'm not quite sure of the date of it.
I think it's the following Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
I believe it's the Thursday after. And we'll have live entertainment, and again, a nice Irish meal made by Mike, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corned beef and cabbage, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Yes.
Now, do you do bus tours and
Yeah.
show tours and things like that. Tell me about some of those.
We have a lot of trips scheduled each year, at least 10 to 12 overnight trips that could be just one night or a week, such as trips that'll go to Europe or the Bahamas.
Oh.
And we have a lot of day trips, at least a dozen day trips each year. And the trips are great, they're reasonable, and many times they're so popular we'll have a wait list. So if somebody's interested in one of the trips, we advise them to sign up as soon as possible.
Okay. So if there's a,
Excuse me.
if there's a senior who has not yet been to the Ellington Senior Center and they want to stop by, what would somebody welcome them and show them around?
Well, just before we got here today, we had on the agenda was come to visit the senior center, and we had about 8 people show up this morning at 10 o'clock, and Marcy and another director, Sam, and I took them around. So we took them through the whole senior center and showed them a lot of the rooms, the programs. So we have what's called Welcome to the Senior Center, and we've been doing this. And today we had the biggest group today.
Oh, wow.
We do it actually the first Wednesday of every month. We have a welcoming. So if somebody wants to learn about the center, they can sign up or call in and say, I'd like to come to the Welcome Center. And so that's the first Wednesday of every month.
Yes, and it was very. This morning's was very successful.
Yeah.
Wow. So how do people hear about the Senior Center? Or just word of mouth mostly?
It's such a close-knit community. So it's word of mouth a lot because more and more people are learning about what's actually going on in our senior center, the different activities and the new things we're offering. We're going to have a pickleball court opening soon.
Oh, okay.
It's already been laid out. We're just waiting for the warm weather to have the lines painted. So people drive by and they see all the cars in the parking lot. It brings in a lot of interest. What's going on in there?
Okay. Yeah. Now, do you get support from the community for obviously somebody donated the land, the 5 acres of land, so it sounds like community support is pretty strong in Ellington.
It is. We have a lot of donations come into the senior center for the different food banks and so forth, and we have lending equipment, medical lending equipment. If somebody needs a walker or a cane or a wheelchair, and I recently heard that we're getting a new van for a new wheelchair van. So that's in the works right now. We're looking forward to that.
So you have a van at the senior center now?
We do. We have 2, and we have a lead driver, and we have 2 other drivers, and I think there's a per diem driver. And so people in need, Ellington residents can call and schedule if they have a doctor's appointment and they need a ride to and from, we'll send out our driver. If they want to go to the grocery store or the bank.
Okay.
So,
do you also pick people up and bring them to the senior center?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of seniors that, today is our senior choir day, so we have a lot of members, and some of them are handicapped and don't drive, so we send the bus out, pick up our seniors and bring them for choir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dottie, have you participated in the choir?
No, no, they wouldn't want me there. No, but I'll tell you, I love it. I'm so happy that it's there on Wednesdays, the day I work, because they come. I can hear them practicing, and I just love it. And I really, what our choir director does with them, it's unbelievable. I really recommend. Come see the concert if you see it advertised. Come because you'll be really amazed at what she does with these seniors. I mean, the things they just don't sing as a group. She has separate groups. They have solos, and it is amazing. I was just so thrilled when I saw what she has done with the group.
So every Wednesday is practice.
Practice day.
And then what type of concert, how often do they have concerts?
Usually there's a Christmas concert and the spring concert. So right now they're preparing, usually in end of May, beginning of June, they'll have a spring concert. They usually have one during the day in the afternoon, and then they have an evening one.
Okay.
An evening concert. So yeah, they concert twice a year.
Now, it looked from the picture like there were a lot of people in there.
Yes.
We recommend that people call and sign up for the seating purposes.
For the
because-
concerts.
For the concerts.
Yes.
The concerts are free, and we get a large group. And, no matter how much we plan, there might be people coming in that we're not expecting, and we're bringing out extra chairs. So they get a large crowd.
Yeah, it's standing room only. It really is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Now, during the summer, do you have any outdoor activities like cookouts or anything?
We have several different things. We do have our Wanderers group that Sam, the assistant director, runs. Twice a month they go hiking in local areas, local parks. There's a large group. A lot of people go on those hikes. And we have, during the summer, we do have pop-up events. We might have a pizza day or an ice cream bar, and so different things like that. And of course, now we have our outdoor gym as well, the equipment and the pickleball court. So there's still things going on in the summer.
So that's pretty good. Do you have walking trails or anything on the 5 acres?
No,
Not yet?
Not yet. That's something we might look into, I
Right,
guess.
Yeah. Well, here in Enfield, the local Rotary Club, in support of the senior center, constructed a gazebo and a Rotary park. And so every year they have the fire departments get together and have a cookout outside.
Yeah, we do have a cookout during the summer. People miss Mike's cooking during the kitchen closes for a couple months in the summer because of the heat, and we need to give our volunteers a break as well. But we'll have a pop-up cookout. So
that's great.
Cheeseburgers, hot dogs on the grill. He'll be right out in the heat, grilling away.
So, Dottie, back to your story of kind of getting a new lease on life by your involvement in the senior center. Reiterate a little bit about what happened.
Well, when I lost my husband, I was alone, and I needed something. People kept saying, when you are alone, to get involved. And so I wasn't sure what to do. And my friend was going to be going and signing up for the chair yoga class. She said, Daddy, I'm going to the senior center. And I said, well, I'll join you. So I went and joined with her. So I started off by going just for a program at the senior center. And then one of the directors, Sam, came to me and she said, well, did you ever think of volunteering? And actually, I didn't. And she says, well, why don't you try it out? So I did. And I'm so glad I did, because I have a place to go with, like a second home. Everyone is just, cheery, smiling. When they walk in the door, they're smiling. They say, good morning, how are you? It's a friendly place.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot. And everyone's so welcoming. So I find it very satisfying, and it's really helped me through, my loneliness, so to speak.
Oh, sure. Well.
So I'm very, very grateful, and it is a great. To me, it's been a very, very, very positive experience.
And now you said you had about 80 volunteers?
60.
60 volunteers. Yeah. So if someone came to the senior center and wanted to ask about volunteer opportunities, is there still room for volunteers?
There's always room for volunteers,
yes,
even if it's just for special events, or if a volunteer happens to be away for a while and we need somebody to fill in a spot. So,
Yeah.
And
actually, last week when I was working, a gentleman came in and he says he wanted to volunteer in the fitness center, because when you're in the fitness center, someone has to be there all the time, and he was very interested. So I referred him to the people. So we are getting people interested and wanting to help. So it's been working out very well for us.
Oh, good.
And Mike, I did want to go back to some of the activities in the summer. Like,
Sure.
even though the lunch is closed, we still have so much going on. We have the billiards room. We have shuffleboard. We have an instructor that's going to come in and teach shuffleboard for those that don't know how to play it. I run the book club there, so we meet once a month on the third Wednesday of every month for a new book. And there's chess mates that goes on. We've got carvers. The carvers were there this morning with all their different projects and
Wood carvers.
wood carvers.
Okay.
Yes. And Ed Ertel, he runs the carvers, and they're all working on different projects today. And if people are interested, he's more than happy to teach them how to do it, give them the supplies they need. So
Okay.
yeah, and there's a genealogy group that meets once a month.
Do you have mahjong?
Yeah, they did. Now,
Yeah.
it depends upon the
Yeah.
popularity,
Yeah.
but they did have Marjan, and I'm thinking that they may still have it, but they did have it.
I'm just curious.
No.
And there's
Well,
also
a lot of the programs depend upon the popularity and the suggestions we get from the people who come.
Sure.
So they said, well, let's try it out and see what happens. And some programs have been successful, and a couple of programs we started in it. So it's kind of a experiment.
Sure.
But Marjan, I know there was
Yes.
at one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Setback's another popular
yes.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a large group for
Oh,
Setback.
there's a big group for that.
All right.
Setback, definitely.
Now, the hours of the senior center and the days of operation,
Yeah.
reiterate those. please.
So we're open Monday through Friday. Mondays is the long day. We open every morning at 8:30, and on Mondays we're open till 6. And we close at Tuesday through Thursday, we're open till 4:30, and then Friday we're open till 12:30. Because on Fridays we show documentaries, and we also have the Wee Bowlers.
But 12:30.
In the afternoon, it's just open,
Okay, just
for
the
the
half
morning,
day,
half
okay.
a day on Fridays.
All right.
And the Wee Bowlers are there, and
And you show documentaries
there's
in
also
the mornings?
on
Okay.
Fridays we'll show very popular documentaries.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. And what would you like to tell everyone about the Ellington Senior Center that perhaps we've covered, but perhaps we haven't? It sounds like you're standing there with open arms, welcoming
Absolutely.
people to come in.
I have to tell you that one of the very first things when I started working at the senior center, I'm there part-time, Tuesday through Thursday. I've been in there on Mondays or Fridays as well at times. And what I get from so many of our members is that it feels like family. It truly feels like a large family at the Ellington Senior Center. Everybody knows everyone. There's always something going on. Members will plan on trips together because they've met a new friend at the senior center, and let's take this day trip. So
I did visit the website for the Ellington Senior Center, and it is
Yeah.
jam-packed with information
Yes, it
about
is.
upcoming events and
Yes.
everything. So I would strongly recommend if you can put up that website graphic again, that people stop by and check out the website.
Yes.
And obviously you have a
Yeah.
newsletter.
Well, you have a newsletter that was printed every month, and actually, it's printed so that the centerfold is a calendar.
Ah.
So when I give this to people, I say, tack this to the refrigerator.
Absolutely.
Look for the day, and this is what's happening. So
Okay.
and it's very, very easy to follow. And what Marcy says is right. It is family. You really you feel like you're almost coming home to a friend, to a family member, because they're very very welcoming, very
Sure.
welcoming, and there's something for everyone. I really believe that it doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing or your abilities, but I think if you look through here and you come in, there's always one thing you can find that you can do, and I think that's great. I think.
All right. Well, one question about membership. Do you have to kind of sign up to be a...
It's very easy to sign up. It's just a one-page form. Obviously, it's free to join. And once you come in, we'll give you a tour. We'll give you your tag to sign in for whatever you're there for. And obviously, it's free. And it's...
All right. And the concerts that the choir is practicing for, are those given in the evening or is it during the day?
There will be. They do give day performances, but they usually give an evening. They do give evening performances as well.
Okay, so that would be a special event kind of a thing. And do you also show movies at the senior center?
Yeah, every Wednesdays. We might change it to Thursdays because our senior center is growing so much. We don't have room to place programs.
We're running out of room.
So, but because we've got a lot of new, interesting speakers coming in, we might move our movies to Thursdays. But right now, every Wednesday, I'll show a movie, and they're popular movies. It's free. We have snacks, and they're very popular, the movies.
Yeah. Well, it sounds great, and I'm glad we've had this opportunity to talk to you about the Ellington Senior Center. I'm definitely going to stop by one day and see what's going on.
Come Wednesday and I'll see you.
I will make sure that it's a Wednesday.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Marcy and
welcome.
Dottie, for being with us today.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right.
Thank you.
And I just want to remind you that Senior Living is produced by the Enfield Commission on Aging, and it's taped here at the Cox Community Television Studio in Enfield. We hope our program is of interest to seniors throughout the viewing area, and as we did today, we're going to step out and see what seniors in other towns are doing and what programs and services are available to them. I'm your host, Mike Halachu. Thank you very much for joining us for Senior Living. We'll see you next time.